Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 625. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Pew pew.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to Gamecast, episode 625. We are live streaming on Twitch starting on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. Please subscribe to the Twitch channel. You get notified when we do the feed. Actually, you get reminded when there's if you watch it enough, you get reminded.
Smash the subscribe button
when it starts.
Smash
if
it.
you do miss us on Tuesday nights, if it doesn't work for you on your schedule, we are available on YouTube the following day and forever as our podcasts get posted there. So subscribe and smash that like button over there and leave us a comment on that side too. I know we had somebody actually post on there about the. I have to look it up actually from last episode. I got to look up what the post was, but I responded and thanked him. Agreed with his comments on certain things, but I'll be bringing it up shortly. Anyways, this is the Gamecast. We have the Game Awards coming up to talk about here, but let's get into what we've been up to. Corey, go ahead. What have we been playing?
Nothing.
Nothing. The usual
Really?
nothing. No.
Corey. Yeah. Anyways, that's okay. That's fine. It's you go through game burnout. I get it. I get it all the time. So, anyways, Mike, what have you been playing then?
So I finished Pentiment this last week. It's an okay experience.
Mm-hmm.
Experience,
I don't see.
not game?
It's barely a game. I don't see the 10s that people are giving it. I like it enough to keep going through it. It's basically a walk around talk game. There's very little I guess your choices matter a little bit early on in the game, just based on, but later on it's more you get to see this one written dialogue thing that changes, or a picture changes because you chose something. It's okay. I don't understand the 10s. I get it's an affecting game. It's quite depressing actually. You basically follow this one character in a village. He keeps going back to this place that in 1523 or something like that, and over the course of 25 years, and there's and I guess it's true to those times, but everyone loses a child between in that span that you talk to
That's a lifetime, back then.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that going on, and you really need to appreciate the sort of painterly style that the game has, and want to be into art history of that time a little bit to really enjoy this game. I liked it enough just to get through it and try to see the mystery. Stuff feels a little arbitrary really early on, but there is an overarching mystery that's a little more cohesive and definitive that I liked. I did half guess what was going on eventually though. Yeah, so I finished it. I don't really need to play it again. I know I can maybe make different choices and see other characters I don't know, live or not if I did it, but it's okay. I'm glad I played it, but I was looking for something more like Disco Elysium, and this is not. It just doesn't have the depth that game did, so it's not quite that, but it was interesting. So after that, I'm just back to 2K against it.
Yeah.
Waiting for someone to gift me maybe Sonic at some point. Oh, I did check out the Gotham Knights update thing where you can do 4-player, level multiplayer thing. That's it would only be fun if you got 3 of your friends together to make it 4-player. It's just pretty brain dead. So whatever.
Okay. All right, Tony.
Only new noteworthy thing is they tried out the new Call of Duty Warzone 2. They actually have an interesting sub-game mode where it's you and up to 2 other players. You have different missions to select, and then so you have to you get dropped into this zone, and you have to complete these objectives. The interesting thing about it is it's player versus AI. So you never know, like, if you're going up against like another human necessarily or AI and stuff like that. You gather weapons and items. You can sell them to fund other purchases and stuff like that, and then you have to extract successfully. And if you die, anything you picked up, like, you don't retain that stuff. So it's kind of like a roguelike in that regard and stuff like that.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, it's I've never
I did
played something.
download it. I just haven't.
Yeah, you gotta join it sometime. But what I hear is it's like this game called Tarkov, which I've never played either, but people, say good things about it. So it's fun, but this game is fucking a mess. And they say it's a beta, but like in the 1 week, we've already had so many crashes, disconnects, glitches. I'm just like, holy shit, dudes, like... And nobody's really talking about it. And it's like, okay, well, whatever. It's a fucking beta, I guess. But yeah. That's it.
Interesting.
I
miss Titanfall. Just when you said player versus AI, I thought first thing I was like Titanfall, man.
Yep.
But anyway,
got some interjecting real here. We got some sort of breaking news. Actually, I just saw it. So.
But it didn't happen after the podcast this time.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a Twitter account called The Viewer Anon. I've never heard of them before, but apparently they're a prominent video or movie leaker, right?
Yes,
And-
I follow them. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had this tweet just today, early, like an hour and a half ago, said, "If I don't get a screener link to The Last of Us in 10 minutes, I'm going to drop a scoop. It's not blackmail. I'd just be too busy watching the tweet." Didn't happen. So he goes, "Well, I'm not watching anything, so." And he goes, Dr. Uckman, which would be Druckmann, his next game is Last of Us Part 3, which is currently in production at Naughty Dog. And then they go on to say to another tweet that said, Uncharted will be handled by another studio, Factions is coming first, and they're not sure on the new IP. So,
Wow.
there you go. To no one's surprise, Last of Us Part 3.
I don't know. I thought we'd get an Uncharted game before that.
Well, no, I mean, it will, just not by Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I thought it would be by them, though. I really did. So.
That's
Uncharted, The Last of Us 2 is amazing, so I'm excited to see what they do.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I didn't play it, but
Does it feel like there's more story to tell after that game?
Sure.
Yeah.
Does it? All right.
big world. I mean, you don't have to follow those characters. You can do your
I
own.
mean, they ended on a very much a moment where you're like, well, what's gonna happen next? So you want to find out what happens next.
There you go. All right. Before I go real quick, I want to mention Kung Fu Scuba,
Gross.
who
Oh, I'm sorry.
posted a comment on our last Jedi Survivor episode. We did Jedi Survivor leaks. His game of the year was God of War Ragnarok. That's his game of the year. It
Nice.
beats Elden Ring because it's so difficult to follow the story. I can't disagree.
I
But,
feel you with that, but I
yeah.
mean, if story is important to you, I can see how God of War would take it over Elden Ring pretty consistently.
I mean, I get it. It's probably more cinematic. It's also cinematic. It's more it presents it better.
It's digestible. Elden Ring you have to work for. Absolutely, 100%.
And you can read stuff online for it. There's a lot more work involved in getting that story. But yeah.
Also, I mean, even if you uncover the story of Elden Ring, it's kind of by the numbers. From what
I
I've
don't know God of War's story
researched.
this time, so whatever. I don't know what by the numbers
That's
is.
a
but,
weird take. I really, from what I saw of Ragnarok, it doesn't seem to be breaking any molds, but
it's a story that's interesting and different. Yeah, I mean, we have power.
I think that's
Yes.
all relative, though. I mean,
I mean,
you may have the opinion about Elden Ring. Someone else may have the
Elden
opposite
Ring is
opinion.
what, there's some dark power that you can take over, and everyone.
You can break it down
There's
any
a
way you
whole-
want, like to make it simplified. Like, Ragnarok's about a god who's got a son, and then he has to deal with his
Nothing
sun god powers.
nothing that you figure out in like Elden Ring was particularly interesting to me. Like
Like I said,
whenever
it's
I
all
did get like
relative.
a bit.
It's all opinions. Yeah. So, anyways, what we've been up to for myself, I did pick up Midnight
Midnight
Suns.
Suns, yeah.
Yes.
Boy.
So I did get to play it. Yeah, I gave Mike a little preview of what I was going to talk about here. Not quite as down as I was that day. That was more early on in the game. And I've played what am I on, 3-4 hours now? Probably 4. I'm into it. I'm into it now. So there's the game itself, I will say, like just the gripe in the beginning, it doesn't look great. I think the graphics look pretty dated for what I expect on this generation of systems. Um, it's just it can run on the Steam Deck. It looks like so at least. I mean, I'm not impressed with that. There's also the voice acting is left.
So presentation is a little lackluster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I will say the game is fun. Like, I wish they really just. I almost wish they gave me XCOM meets the Marvel universe, but it's not quite there.
Mm-hmm.
So they do have their own take with the cards, and that kind of draws its own random elements into it. That's the idea of drawing the wrong cards, and the strategy involved. In fact, the more I get into this game, the more I realize its tactics now. You realize that, like, you do want some cards in your hand. You don't want to discard those cards, but you also have to manage the opponents because it's constant spawns. Every round, if you don't finish off all the opponents, more come in. It just constantly brings more in every round. So it's no like I can pick off these guys quickly and then work on the heavy guy. You kind of have to get everybody damaged as much as possible in the same turns. And there's the big strategy involved. What I do wish it did have, though, was more of the XCOM like cover-based system, like the actual more. There is some environment stuff. There is some awesome like using the like I can kick a sofa at somebody and hurt them, but I don't get any like perks from that. You know what I mean? Like you can just do damage and stuff, but there's no like, and you can also hurt your own allies if you blow up like an explosive tank and they're next to it. You can do that too, but there's no like actual like okay, I'm leaving myself exposed here by moving here. That kind of thing. There's not really much of that.
Well, right. So my understanding was that there's nothing like the XCOM system where they my understanding was they purposely avoided the whole like 99% chance to hit, but then you do it and then you miss. It's literally yes or no, right?
Yeah. No, I mean you're gonna get
Like the card is like deal 5 damage. Like it's going to always.
The card is the card. Like that's the idea of it. You're not gonna miss on your swings. I think there's a crit chance though, depending on how it works. But there's no miss. There's no miss chance. You're going to hit.
Right. Okay.
I do believe there's a crit chance though. So, but and then there's card linking. There's like way to build up power, and each hero has like if you link certain powers together, they can get more powerful kind of thing during the battle. So, it's interesting. The enemies are very generic so far though, looking wise, but that's XCOM actually. That's very much XCOM. Very generic looking enemies, so that's fine. Game's good. I mean, I don't know if it's not setting anything like on fire in my opinion, but it's fun. I mean, it's Marvel and XCOM kind of style, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do wish it looked a little better. Like I don't know, I just don't like the way they move even. Like
Animation.
There's like a little bit of a world thing where you can walk around and you do your story stuff and you run around and like in like almost a very tight
Monastery.
third person. Yeah.
Monastery.
Yeah, and it's very much like a tight third person view, and it's just your guy stands very upright and runs like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like it's very animation wise not the greatest, but
Little jank.
I really wonder what they could do with the sequel with this though if they have some more time with it. So I'm playing it. It's great. It's fine for what I'm playing, so it's good. So I give right now. I mean, I'm probably in the 7s with it, so myself, but I think that's about where it is on the Metacritic, isn't it? Like 80, maybe
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I always should be a little lower because my system is a little lower. So, but yeah. So that's pretty much it game wise. I did just install High Life.
The fuck is that?
Isn't it what it's called? High Life or High on Life? High on Life.
High on Life.
Got it.
The fuck is that?
Yeah.
It
looks stupid, but
it's like all over Twitter, like people posting.
It's getting
like,
some buzz.
shit. Yeah.
It's the thing with a talking gun. Well,
the
many
first
talking
person.
guns, right?
Yeah. It's supposed to be hilarious. It's got a lot of references.
What are you doing? Don't waste your time on that shit.
Well, I want to play. It's free also on Game Pass.
Okay, free.
You're playing a Call of Duty because it's free.
I'm not paying for it. You're paying for Game Pass.
Oh come on! You might as well get your value by playing some of the games that are on there.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I installed that. I haven't played that yet, but so I'm gonna keep playing Midnight Suns anyways right now, and I do want to play Pentiment. So even though Mike didn't have great reviews, but it sounds interesting. That's pretty much
I
it.
don't know if you're gonna have the patience for that game, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we'll see.
All right. Let's get into the gaming news. There's a couple things real quick. We got the Game Awards coming up. We do have the FTC, though, is seeking, we mentioned this a little bit last week, they are going to seek to block the Blizzard Microsoft purchase. Microsoft purchase for, Activision Blizzard. So that's happening. Usually when they do seek that, it's not going through. Usually. I mean, I don't know. Microsoft said they still feel very good about their arguments, but we'll see.
It seems strange to me. I don't understand why this
I don't
is
know.
a thing.
Well, I mean, it's because it's a big company being bought.
I know the companies are big, but normally when there's two host markets, at least, they're fine with it. So I don't particularly understand why this is, time for them to step in. But whatever.
I don't know, but there's going to be something to keep an eye on because that may not go through right now. All right. And then to follow up with Xbox, as we get into the Game Awards here, they were no show at the Game Awards. I mean, what are they doing?
Don't have any.
What are they doing, guys?
I don't know. That's what we said a couple weeks ago, and then
They're waiting.
And then it's like, oh, they got stuff, and it's like, okay, well, hopefully see. And then
It's like we talked about it last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then I mean,
them and DC, it's like the exact same thing. Like we just say whatever we want, they will operate exactly the same way, and nothing fucking matters. Like, how many years now has it been, Jim? How many years?
what? With Phil at the helm?
Well, I mean, even before Phil, right? Because you're
They've always been doing this. They've been doing this for
Phil, it happened before Phil. Then Phil got there, and you're like, well, I believe in Phil. It's like, yeah, he says a lot of nice things. He tells you what you want to hear.
I mean, since they're successful at 360, they've been doing the same song and dance since then.
Song and dance.
Yeah.
Well, they just, again, they haven't created new exclusive IP.
Yeah.
That's just haven't done it. They haven't made like a Horizon. They haven't even gotten something like Spider-Man. They haven't done any of that. They've had Halo, and they've sort of fumbled Halo, and all their old stuff is similar and long in the tooth, and they need to come up with something new. And all they really can do is buy stuff. Their new thing is Starfield. That's it, because they bought it.
Yeah, because they bought it. And that's exactly what they're trying to do with Activision Blizzard. And to which I say, well, if that's all you can do with your money is fucking buy companies, then you should not be in this fucking industry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's honestly pathetic at this point for them to not, like Phil Spencer was in the audience there. He was in the fucking audience.
I thought they had something to announce. Yeah.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sony showed up, talked about games, showed off games. Nintendo showed up, talked and showed about games. Fucking Among Us did. And it's like, bro, Among Us. It's like 10 developers. You couldn't do anything more than Among Us.
You couldn't give us a Fable teaser at this point? I mean, come on, something.
I'm surprised we didn't even get anything on the stuff. We didn't even get anything on the stuff we know is coming, like Starfield.
Starfield's like 3 months away. You can't give us anything
Well,
from Starfield?
actually, now because of this, it's just 3 months away. I feel like this is going to end up, Starfield is going to end up, around this time of year next year.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, it's late November.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so for those of you that don't know, right, the modern AAA big title from to release date is about 6 months that these developers and publishers want to start the hype, like pre-order, campaigns kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not seeing that by now, because it's halfway through December essentially, it's like, well, when the fuck are you going to do it, right? And we could look at Final Fantasy 16. We could look at Street Fighter 6. I'm spoiling the Game Awards, but I'm sorry. All these games are coming out and they're pre-ordering, but they're not coming out till June. So why is Microsoft not showing off and announcing release dates for these games that we're supposedly getting in the first half of 2023? Like, that is alarming to me. That is very concerning.
Yeah. No, I know. It is extremely. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So,
I just don't expect it first half. That's sort of what I feel like now.
I can't argue with
that.
that.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the Game Awards. Do you guys want to kick it off with the actual awards, or you just want to do announcements here?
Whatever you got. What do you have
I
up?
mean, how many actual awards are we going to go
Let's
through?
talk about a couple awards. We'll need
Yeah,
to
I thought we'd do
go on.
that because we never really cover. We don't have to go like the best RPGs. We can just do like best.
I mean, we can honestly just, sum it up in like 2 sentences.
Well, I mean, you
All
got
of
best.
them.
This we got to do this one.
Oh god.
Best performance. This is how the show like kicked off. Best performance.
Yeah, that's the
went to
opener. I actually saw this part.
Christopher Judge with Pacino introducing him, and
Yes.
we were talking. Tony and I were in their little sub chat here on our Discord, and we were chatting about how Pacino was like just dragging on with his like get to the award part, man. Like I understand he's telling a story and stuff. I get it. They got Pacino. They want him to like earn that arrival thing, but then Christopher Judge won the award for his God of War voiceover. And
Kratos. That's Kratos.
Kratos, yeah, and I was so ecstatic. I mean, he was so thankful for it. But my God, 15 minutes of an award acceptance speech.
Yeah, I didn't catch all of it.
It was long. He was telling stories. He was telling stories.
Going.
Yeah.
He just kept going. And at some point, he even does this segue about whoever does Atreus' voice actor. He's like, it's all about you, man, and like all this stuff. I'm like, dude, this is not you are well past 5 minutes at this point, which
this
is
something you do like in your
absurd.
party afterwards. You can go ahead and tell us. Go ahead and tell him. Absolutely.
Right, you can tell it in a private, intimate audience with the team and stuff like that. But this is not. It's just awkward at this point where it's like, I started to like not care that he won and just wanted him to get off stage, and that's bad. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to take away from. Like I think he does a great voice. Did a great job in
I think they did
2018.
motion capture stuff too.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
absolutely.
he did.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did the motion capture as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's great, but like, bro, that's way too long. It's way too long.
Absolutely. God of War won best audio. God of War won best score.
That was bullshit.
Basically won everything except Game of the Year.
Can we talk about best score? Because I do agree with Tony here.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
Well, what would you expect?
I
Did you
mean,
guys play the game? You don't know what it sounds like.
I've heard the clips
I've
when they
watched
watched
a
the show.
decent amount of it on
Yeah.
Twitch.
So I mean, there's just content-wise, there's a lot more work involved, and even like I think a Plague Tale had an amazing score. That game looks amazing, by the way. Requiem, that looks really good graphically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. Best art direction went to Elden Ring. Best narrative, which is not surprising, went to God of War. It could have gone Horizon though, right? Immortality was good too. Immortality was good too.
That was probably Horizon's best chance, but I don't think its story is as good as God of War's after having played both of them, like objectively, in my opinion, I guess. But it's hard to deny that to me.
Best game direction to Elden Ring, and to follow suit on that, finally, isn't that usually how it works in the Academy Awards? Like the best director wins best picture usually. Elden Ring won Game of the Year for the Game Awards, best game, in probably a pretty big close competition, I will say. So there's your awards. There was a little bit of a fiasco after that, with the kid following up. I don't even know how that happened. I was watching it though, and I'm like, who is this kid standing behind these? Like,
I thought it was Joseph's like son or something. I was like, oh, he brought a son. Cool, good for him. And I was like, wait, because like he started looking at him like weird. I was like, oh, that's not his son then. Like, who the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even think anything of it when it happened because I'm just like, well, everyone is weird and awkward anyway, and I don't know what they're referring to half the time. So, okay. I honestly didn't even think of that. It was like someone who wasn't supposed to be there.
Well, that's what I think everybody.
I don't see how.
Everybody was just confused.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, he doesn't really. One of these things are not like the other, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
it was grab by Bill Clinton.
Yeah. I was shocked that happened, and it was funny. Like Jeff Keighley was like, okay, I don't know what that was, but that's going to wrap up the show. That's how he ended the show. But it was I mean, even the guys accepting the award had no idea. Like they assumed he was part of the staff or something there, just kind of escorting them up or something. But I was like, it's a kid. It turned out to be a 15-year-old kid.
I hate giving them talk
Yeah,
about
I don't want to talk about him.
But-
Fuck him.
Yeah.
No, it's like, I mean, it's something you gotta kind of mention, but it's like that's the like whole three.
Yeah,
guys
I
doing
mentioned
this
who it
is, like,
was. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's all right. You know,
You
Jeff is
gotta,
already
you gotta
like,
mention it. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeff is already like, well, we got to have security, better security next year. It's like, all right, well,
That's it.
You know, stuff like that.
it.
So,
So, all right, let's go into the announcements. Let's go into the announcements, which
Do it.
is what people watch the Game Awards for, really.
Yeah, that's
And there was
it.
a ton.
this is actually a good year for trailers. I thought.
Everyone
Yeah,
wants
so-
Microsoft.
Everybody
I
bought
won't-
Microsoft.
I won't be like we may
Okay.
skip over a couple guys, but we will mention some of the biggest stuff here. So just to kick it off, Final Fantasy 16 had a release trailer, and I'm sorry, new
excited.
trailer and a release date for June of 2023.
June 22nd, to be specific.
Yes,
Mhm.
June 22nd. So, what do you guys think? Fun?
I'm super excited for
Yeah.
this one. I like that it's
fair.
going back to more medieval style.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they're always when they bring it back like that, it always turns out great. I don't know what it is that just that one follow-up game doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work like that after this, but that one game when they bring it back to that era, it's always really good. I remember 9. I really enjoyed 9 quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just like, you know, you guys have heard me talk about Final Fantasy 14 for the past 2 years. Wow, that's scary to think
Yeah.
of talk about. But you know, it's really hard to recommend that game because it's like, well, you got to play through 5 RPGs to get caught up to the story, and it's like, yeah, it's a lot of fucking time and commitments, all that. So this is pretty much the team for the first expansion, Heaven's Ward, which is very well received and pretty much boosted it to the critically acclaimed part of the meme. If you haven't heard of that already, so yeah, I'm super excited.
I mean, it still has that like it has a little 15 vibe to it, which is good. I liked 15 a lot.
Well,
It just
Jim,
didn't
I think
land-
you're
it
gonna,
didn't
I think you're
stick
gonna
landing.
love this because like they literally got I think his name is Ethan. He was the guy that did I believe Devil May Cry. So like the combat
Okay.
is all
Yeah,
action.
It
you
looks
know.
fun. Like I said, 15 was such a good game. It just didn't stick the landing. It didn't.
Well, yeah,
it
I
wasn't
mean,
finished.
yeah.
It wasn't finished.
It wasn't
Yeah.
finished, right?
So as long as they finish this game, I should love it.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks really good. I think the big surprise for me getting to the next one was From Software revealing Armored Core 4.
Yeah.
Elden Ring
Six.
developer.
It's six.
What's that? 6. Did I say 4? Oh my God, 4. 6. My Roman numerals were backwards. Yeah, so Armored Core 6 being developed by From Software, which now has more news have come out. It's going to be more traditional style Armored Core game. It's not going to be like a Souls game.
Yeah, it's not
from
gonna
what I got.
be a Soulsborne game.
Yeah.
Which is cool because those games were always like fun, a little jank, you know, back in the PlayStation like 1, 2
Yeah.
era and stuff like that. But
Yep.
huge win.
Two
That
is
looks
so good.
awesome. Looks
Yeah, two
so
is
good. And even like the trailer, I was like, "What is it?" Like it started off, I was like, "Is this Sekiro 2? Are they announcing Sekiro 2 right now?" But then, because like it kind of just starts off with like a generic landscape
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and then you start seeing fire. I was like, "Okay, well, there's a lot of fire in Sekiro and stuff like that." And you start seeing mechs. I was like, "Okay, that is not Sekiro." So what?
Yeah,
is
I was
this?
like, what is From Software working on at this point? And then when they revealed Armored Core 6, I was like, holy
Yeah.
cow. So, yeah, looks interesting. No release date on that, right? 2023, but no release date. So, I think another big surprise, though, was probably the reveal of Hades 2.
Yes, that was a huge reveal. 'Cause we
It's
had
their
no
first
idea that was
sequel,
coming.
right?
Yep.
Like,
Actual
No
sequel.
idea.
they don't do sequels to games, so
Yeah,
so
Supergiant's first
Hades 2.
sequel. And
Yeah,
I think
coming-
they just kind of had to. That game was so successful. Like it like breached like the
yeah, just
It
Critical
reached
mass.
a lot of people. Like that's the kind of game that I mean, I played that. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
play those style games, but I'll tell you, like I enjoyed that. I can't wait for the sequel.
yeah.
So
Looks
I mean, that's
great.
early access in 2023, early 2023, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They said 20. I don't know. They said
No, just in 2023.
2023.
Yeah, early access in 2023. So yeah, it looked really good from what we saw.
new protagonist, female. I think
yep.
it's Zagreus' sister or cousin or something like that.
Yeah. So it's going to be cool to see what their twists sort of be will be in here.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's going to be in there. Just a matter of what it's going to be.
Yep.
it's pretty exciting because, like
Yeah.
I said, Supergiant doesn't do sequels. They have standalone games, and then they kind of iterate and like take things from old games and kind of make something new with it. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do here.
Yeah. Yeah. we got Ken Levine's new game finally. Finally. Judas was shown. This is obviously from the creator of BioShock, for those who don't know.
Now, I have stuff to say about this one.
Okay.
Because from everything, we've heard rumblings about this game, and even at the end, they mention, actually Jeff mentioned, there's something really unique about the way the story is told in this game, but they don't talk about it at all yet. So that seemed a little disappointing to me, because that's like the whole point. Otherwise, it looks like, we are doing a spiritual successor to BioShock, which I wasn't expecting. It looks like BioShock, a lot like BioShock, way more than I expected it to do. So that was strange.
Well,
I mean, I'm interested in it,
it's
but
his style, anyways. He's gonna have that style in the game. I mean, when you get, it's an art. It's like an artist. You're gonna have that style no matter what.
I mean, I didn't know that he was, that was his style. I just thought, this was the BioShock style. But okay, now it's his style, I guess.
I mean, it is, because
BioShock was essentially a spiritual successor to System Shock. So
yeah,
well, that doesn't necessarily look the same. I think System Shock isn't even.
They're very similar.
Wasn't that not? It was not like a shooter though, was it?
Yeah.
System Shock.
I thought
it was more of
System
a
Shock was a strategy
RPG
game.
thing.
I thought it was a strategy game.
No, I mean BioShock was basically a spiritual successor to System
Let's see,
Shock.
Wikipedia.
I know that it
System
was.
Shock is a 1994
I know that it was.
first-person action-adventure video game.
There it is. I don't know. I just know
action adventure.
I never played it.
But I mean, I haven't either. But I've seen screenshots, and it looks different enough. I mean, it's a different, era. But this looks, this looks like BioShock, which I have mixed feelings on, obviously. But I am I'm curious to see what's so revolutionary about this. That's basically my feeling.
I doubt it's going to be revolutionary.
It's going to be a true choose your own destiny game. Finally,
we'll see.
It's going to be more
illusion-
pretentious with mediocre
the
gameplay.
illusion of choice. I'm sure. But
what was the tagline? Fix your shit or something? What was it? Something like that.
Will you
right?
work together or fix what you broke?
Yeah. Fix your shit.
Yeah.
Interesting, I guess. We'll see.
And then, I mean, this is no surprise to anybody that Kojima was there and revealed a game, obviously. The game he revealed was surprising. Death Stranding 2, I guess. Kojima and obviously Keighley are good friends, and I'm not shocked he would have used the awards to announce something. I think I am shocked it was Death Stranding 2, but I wasn't a big fan of Death Stranding, obviously. I never played it really, but I guess people are super excited for this, right?
I think so. I think
people who liked it.
You always have fans, like Kojima stands that are, will play literally whatever he puts out. But I think being one of the newer IP semi-exclusives for PlayStation, because it did get ported to PC and stuff like that.
It's on Game Pass right now.
Right.
Death Stranding, the original.
Yeah. But
so I mean, it was interesting. He revealed that he rewrote this entire game because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
But I don't know. Like, I'm a little honestly disappointed he's not doing something else. That's kind of my feeling when seeing this. Now it is on Game Pass, like I said. Maybe I should give the game a chance and play it, since there's no investment risk to it, and see if I would be interested in this. But God, I just kind of want him to do something more Metal Gear-y, don't you guys? Or you guys want him to do the horror thing instead? One of those things. Either way, I don't know about.
I prefer something in the Metal Gear style, but he wants to.
I mean, either way, like I would love another Metal Gear style, but like in a way, I actually respect that he's doing something different, like kind of like just we talked about with Ken Levine, right?
Yeah, as we just mentioned. Yeah.
But the parts to me that stuck out about Death Stranding was actually those first couple trailers that made it seem very horror-esque, like with those I don't even know what you call them, but like
just mind trippy stuff.
Yeah, the mind trippy Cthulhu, like the goop. I mean the goop. Check out that one squad. Like I still kind of remember that trailer because it was like, holy
the
shit.
lights that track the.
Yeah, exactly. And then the game came out, and then all I heard about it was mostly being like a walking simulator. I was like, oh, and I kind of like cooled my expectations. But since Mike mentioned it's on Game Pass, maybe I think I have an active membership right now, so maybe I'll download it and at least give it a try, so I can see but I respect see it's just like Hades. It all comes together in a circle. I think when you have something that's new and successful, you have to kind of strike while the iron's hot. I mean, how many times do we talk about it, whether it's movies or video games, where it's like you come out, it gets critical and or commercial success, and then we don't hear a follow-up about it until like maybe it's kind of too late, right? Whereas it's kind of like, shrug shoulders and stuff like that. So I would like to see him do something different after this for sure, or hopefully in parallel, I'm hoping that's possible.
What's interesting to me is there was a little debate about the success for Try to Paint It as a flop. I don't know if it really was or not. It's hard to, get solid numbers and stuff like that if they don't want to share, but
well, I mean,
so I was a little surprised that we got a sequel, because I was under the impression it underperformed for how much it probably cost with all those actors, and it's a AAA game. So.
I mean, it's funny because we can circle back to what we talked about the movie cast. Whereas I think the first one probably was not, I'll say profitable, or at least break evenish or something like that. Which you don't want to, but in terms of this, like Sony got Kojima right away. Like they were like, bro, we want you to make a game. We want semi-quasi timed exclusive with PlayStation 4. We're gonna give you the fucking Horizon engine. We're just gonna give you a budget. And I think Kojima, out of many of the video game producers, directors, whatever you want to whatever title you want him to wear, he's earned that, I think, So maybe it wasn't the most successful, but at least now he has the experience, he has the team, because he had to build that team from like nothing, which was ridiculous, and not to kick Microsoft Word down, but to kick Microsoft Word down, he produced 1.5, we'll call it 2 because he's making Death Stranding 2 now. 2 AAA games in a couple of years at this point. So
All right.
Just saying.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. New Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer was shown with the actor there.
Oh my god. I don't know the name. He was there.
I don't remember his name.
But
That plays Cal.
Yeah, the guy who plays Cal. I want to say the internet. Oh my god. Went horny for Cal, like because he's like daddy now. They're like Daddy Cal, and I'm like. You guys are just
because he got a beard now.
Yeah, I guess so, or something like that. But people are liking his new look apparently. But it seems interesting. I like the first one well enough that it's on my radar. I'll probably wait until it's on the EA. Whatever. Access.
Yeah, I'll get it right away. But it's my style. But I mean,
I really like the first one.
March 17th was confirmed. We had this leak earlier last week, so. Talked about it.
Coming out in March, I believe. Yeah,
March
we talked about last week.
Yeah, and I forgot that we did. I didn't notice. So I was surprised. Now I'm surprised.
But there you go. Just another game that is coming out. They're starting pre-orders. So
very soon.
Jim, I'm not
3
sure.
months.
Jim, I'm not sure if your list has it, but Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty.
Oh, Idris Elba.
Yep.
Yeah.
Idris Elba coming to the Phantom Liberty DLC as the central new character.
Crazy, actually.
He's playing a U.S. veteran named Solomon Reed, and is apparently the only person players can trust to help them fulfill an impossible mission of espionage and survival. So,
you're gonna have an American accent? That's weird.
Yeah.
Did he? I don't even remember.
No, I'm saying is he going to? Because if he's playing an American.
No, he talked.
I mean,
he talked like.
He definitely sounded like himself.
Yeah, he sounded like himself.
I don't remember. I don't really even remember if he did or didn't. But
he definitely just. It was like that's Idris Elba.
Yeah, in a second, you just knew it. So
with Knuckles, you mean?
Yeah,
Knuckles.
he was
That's a joke. Like, whatever chat I was in a voice chat watching it, and I was like, God, is Knuckles a kid now?
Yeah. Let's see. Diablo 4 arrives. This is a packed June if this actually happens. June 6th, 2023.
Oh look, another game that is dated for June, and pre-order campaigns have started. Shocking. Weird.
Street Fighter 6, June 2nd, 2023.
So weird. Another game.
Yeah. June is very packed right now. If it actually pans out that way, Street Fighter will be out. I don't believe Diablo makes it in June.
No,
Something's probably moving. Yeah, something's not.
I think Street Fighter is pretty much finished, so I do believe that's out. But
I mean, Diablo's close to finish from what people have been saying about the beta.
Betas, yeah.
yeah, it's true. So, all right, let's get into the big one that I had that I didn't realize was as big as it was for me. It was Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League was shown, which is a game I have, almost every episode mentioned that it will never come out.
Well, I mean, you switched to it after Gotham Knights came out.
Yeah, I really thought Gotham Knights was the game was not coming out, but I had to say
maybe
one
it
of them
should
wasn't.
have.
So, May 26th of 2023, just before June,
Look,
is the
another
release
game.
date. Yeah,
Release date. Pre-order campaign started. Collector's editions. It's so weird. So weird. Dude.
and this was a game that was more a game I was probably going to make fun of to the point where I wasn't going to play it, but I have to play this now with the reveal of Kevin Conroy back. And they didn't hold that information back. They showed us this in the Game Awards that he's returning as Batman. They've recorded lines. It's exciting actually to see that. So
yeah, the reveal for me was a little awkward. I feel like they probably would have held off on it if
they definitely would
he
have.
didn't pass
Absolutely.
away.
Yeah, because the Batman is supposed to be dead in this universe, right? Isn't he supposed to have died?
Well, he's supposed to, whatever happens at the end of Arkham Knight. Not really. Like he basically like fakes his death at the end of Arkham Knight, which is sort of what you gather from looking at it. But no, we had a weird sort of like Flash getting his finger cut off or whatever that was with Captain Boomerang in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I don't know what was going on with that. It has nothing to do with what we were shown afterwards. So that's why this felt a little like they mashed it together.
So weird.
And of course, and then Batman shows up with a pretty different look. He almost reminds me a little too much of his look in Gotham Knights, honestly. And then you get Conroy's voice, but not really in engine per se, not even in cutscene, like, because if you follow what's going on there, seems like he is Brainiac controlled as well, probably not talking too much at that point. So they don't have him say lines as himself in there. It's just Conroy's voiceover, just doing his, I'm vengeance, I am night, I am Batman thing. Just to show you that, yes, it will be him when he talks in this game. He's in this game. We got his voice, and thank you, Kevin.
His last work, yeah.
So that was, yeah. So that's I was hoping for this, as far as Batman being in the game and it being him. So that's good. I'm sure he's just going to be one of several boss characters you fight, because that seems to be the structure that they're setting up. Which is okay, I guess, for what this game is going to be. But yeah, it's going to be, unfortunately, a must play now, is the way I would phrase it, because I got to see how they do this with him and how maybe he'll go out. But I'm very skeptical about the actual gameplay and what they're going for with this game otherwise. But we'll see. We have a release date. It's coming.
Yep.
Sometimes, maybe.
We've got a Super Mario Brothers clip was shown as well. So we get to see Toad and Mario through the Mushroom Kingdom, which was interesting. Fine. I'm looking, like I said, we said on the movie cast, not this one, but last week we were very excited for that movie. It looks like fun.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like the just leading up to, because I mean it was just Toad and Mario going to the castle, but even just like that 1 minute trailer or whatever like that, you could see all these like nods and references. Like there's an antique store that they walk by, and I paused the video like to just check it out. But like if you look, the things that they're selling at the antique store are all the old NES power up items. So like the cloud, I think the leaf was there, a fire flower, whatever. And I thought that was a fun like cute like like I get this because I'm a boomer, But kids just be like, oh, whatever, it's an antique store, don't even care, stuff like that. So yeah, it looks good.
Cool. It does. Tekken 8 was there as well.
Yeah. Yep. Coming out this year, or 2023, supposedly.
2023. Yeah.
I'll get into Tekken again in lieu of NetherRealm game, because
maybe There you go.
Although actually, was like post Game Award news where Boone basically said he'll reveal something within the next 6 months, which is odd considering why didn't you just do it here? But maybe that same window pushes it to around this time next year again. So who knows?
Yeah. All right, let's see. Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores DLC announced exclusively for PS5, April 19th.
Yeah. So there's a couple things about that. One is the giant robots, you can eventually upgrade your shit to take them, take control of them, but they were limited to specific biomes, so you couldn't do like a kaiju battle basically with another one. And the reason, and I think people even asked like, why is this limited? And they're like, well, PlayStation 4 is why this is limited. So hopefully that means you might be able to freely move some big robots to fight each other in this one. I do have to say though, this is a full year after release for this DLC. That's a while. It'll feel a little disjointed to jump back into that world at that point, but
yeah,
I'm glad it's coming.
Yeah.
So there's that.
April 19th. Let's see. Crash Bandicoot showed up at the Game Awards in his classic Crash commercial style from back in the 90s.
I thought it was so weird.
I don't get this one at all.
Trying to cash in. They're trying to cash in nostalgia. So Crash Team Rumble, 4v4 multiplayer game coming in 2023.
What is it, like Power Stone? Like, it was weird.
I got like a Mario Party sort of vibe with it. Not Mario Party, Fusion Frenzy vibe with it. That's what I got with it.
Don't know. We don't have to talk about it. Nobody here is gonna play it.
Warhammer, we don't have to talk about. Celeste's creator, new game, Earthblade.
Yeah, looks like a Metroid, 2D Metroidvania type game. So
Look good. Look really good.
Very, very interested.
Expected in 2024.
Yeah.
So a little ways out. Bayonetta Origins surprise announcement here for me. I had no idea. Coming March 17th.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty quick turnaround from Bayonetta 3. When did that come out exactly? It was
October.
It's not the same type of game at all, though, it looks like.
No,
right?
But they were making another Bayonetta game as Bayonetta 3 was still in development. So clearly there was a lot of plans for characters. It's definitely a different style, with a little bit of its inspiration in it. But it's an origin story with her as a kid, right?
Yeah. So this was interesting to me too, just because it features a childlike Bayonetta, and it's not in the same graphical style. It looks more like a cartoony, like storybook, fairy tale-esque type of thing. Where it's like proportions are a little exaggerated, and things are more like flat and stuff like that. But it starts her with, before she becomes a trained witch and becomes a badass. She has a summoned pet that is a giant cat called Cheshire. So that tied in with, Bayonetta 3, obviously, and stuff like that. So I am interested to see what that means to the story and stuff like that. It was very surprising because I know with the whole Helena Taylor news, she flat out said, like, oh, they'll probably want, her to come back to do the, the spin-off or something like that. So, wow, we got that spin-off real quick, and it's coming in March, so... Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But, yet again, another game that we didn't even know about, coming in 3 months, pre-order campaign started. That's really weird. Really weird how that works.
I do like these March ones where the turnaround is very, very palatable. It's not like, it doesn't feel like you're waiting forever.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. There was a Hellboy stylish, like, cel-shaded, almost like weird looking. It looked really good graphically. It's supposed to be a roguelite action adventure game. It seemed interesting. There's no release date for that, but it will be on the major systems, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. So, let's see. The crime boss thing wasn't
what
that.
What the fuck was this, dude? Yeah, I don't even want to talk
about
it. It looks so stupid.
I'm skipping
I think it was funny. I thought that was funny.
But I don't care about it.
Well, it could be. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be the next, the real GTA killer.
No.
No.
Not even with fucking Chuck Norris.
0% chance. Zero.
It's a hell
I
of a
won't even
cast. Danny
humor it.
Glover, Kim Basinger.
It
But
was interesting to me that it's supposed to be all 90s themed, but really all those actors were like, their heydays were in the 80s, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It seemed like a vehicle specifically made for these aging actors to play younger versions of themselves.
Yep. All right, Lords of the Fallen, first gameplay. Last of Us Part 1 coming to PC. Set for March.
Yep. $10 cheaper than it debuted on PS5.
Yep. Returnal announced for PC.
Yep.
In early 2023. Baldur's Gate 3 release window announced. I thought that was already out, but it's still in early access.
Nope, early access. Yep.
I'm just going to skip through a bunch of this stuff here. Let's see. There's Gearbox announced Remnant 2 for 2023.
I never played the first one, so.
It was an alright game.
Was it okay? I was looking for Corey's input on that one.
It didn't pull me in, so.
Okay.
I want to
It
talk
was on Game
about.
Pass.
I want to talk about the Transformers trailer. I had no idea that was that game. Like I was like, what is this? I was like, and like they kept talking like it's like, oh, these humans were like, oh, well, let's turn it on or smelt into bullets or whatever. I was like, oh, are we talking about like a Titanfall game? Because like that sort of happens in Titanfall 2 from what I remember. And it just looks like a first-person action, futuristic sort of apocalyptic game. And at the very end, it's like Transformers. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did I just get trolled? Like, is this real? And it is. It's apparently developed by Splash Damage, and it's a online action game for PC and consoles. So
yeah, what I know of Splash Damage is they did the multiplayer in Arkham Origins.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so interesting. Don't have high hopes, but it's been a long time since we've seen a Transformers game, so I'll be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I'm trying to flip through some of this. There's Blue Protocol, Surreal Platformer After Us was announced at the Game Awards. Replaced. Vampire Survivors is on mobile. Isn't that like the perfect place for that game?
Yes, 100%.
I mean, that is.
And it's free.
Screams
So,
for it.
Yeah.
It's free.
that is absolutely something you guys should
There's
check
so
out.
many knockoffs on mobile, also.
Yeah. No, when I get to play the original, so. Interesting. Yeah, that fits. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC. Interesting.
Yep, DLC for Q1.
Q1 2023.
Which is so cool because like,
Yeah.
I think that's actually the trailer that they first started off with in the pre-show, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is Castlevania, but it's not like Castlevania as we know it. So then they did this Dead Cells, thing. I was like, oh shit! I was like, that should be interesting. So,
Yep.
See how that goes.
Let's see. Fire Emblem Engage DLC trailer. Was there?
Yep.
Destiny 2 Lightfall gameplay trailer. Anything about that one? Let's see. We mentioned the Among Us hide and seek trailer.
Yep. More than Microsoft.
More than Microsoft. Good for them. And Horizon Call of the Mountain gameplay trailer.
VR, yeah.
The VR,
VR.
thing, yeah.
VR thing.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, we got the big hits.
Yeah.
Big hitters
Talked
there.
about them already.
Sure.
So, yeah, we talked about all the other stuff. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff shown at the awards. I mean, overall, I thought it was a very good show because it was shorter. It definitely wasn't as long.
Would have been
as
even
this time.
shorter if it wasn't for
They were trying. Yeah.
Christopher Judge.
I mean, the thing would have been 15 minutes shorter, so it would have been.
I love how they played the music to cut him off, and he just
They were
kept
trying.
going. I was like, dude. And then you knew Jeff was pissed because he even made a joke about it. He's like,
He made multiple
Yeah,
jokes
he's-
about it. Yeah. Multiple.
It's like trying to
jokes.
give away some more Steam decks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So so overall it was great. I think that a conversation needs to be had with everybody there. Like it literally, you guys, it's 2 to 3 minutes tops for acceptance, please. But 15 minutes, absolutely not even in the ballpark.
No, it's disrespectful to everybody else because you're being recognized and then you're taking away from other people's recognition. So
Yeah, they had to cut themselves because they were like worried about time for other people.
Right,
Too.
like, we got to
and
hear-
those people are nice enough. Yeah,
right. We got to hear him talk about bullshit for 10 to 15 minutes, whatever it was, and we got to hear the Elden Ring team talk for like 2 minutes. It's like fuck off, dude. Fuck off.
So
Well, who's gonna
no.
move him out of there? He's Kratos.
No, I know.
Gotta be careful.
But, yeah, I know that. I mean, they're not gonna do another game. He won't be at next year's awards. He will be there, but giving out the award or something. But giving out an award, sure. But maybe he. Oh, maybe he won't have him. It'd be a too long of a story.
I see it as a joke next year. He'll present and they'll make a joke about it, and maybe they'll like have someone take him out or something.
Yeah, I mean, Yusuf was definitely reserved, I would say, right?
He was reserved. I mean, he had to be because he won last year, so he was the final, final announcer. Shout out to the orchestra again. I love that. Every year, that was one of the highlights of
I forgot
the
about
show.
that. Excellent orchestra. That flute player guy, my God,
Pedro,
that guy's the man. That guy is the man. What a passionate flutist. Whatever that was. It was a tenor flute or whatever the hell he was playing.
He played multiple
that was
flutes.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
He's one of Hans Zimmerman's personal go-to picks, stuff like that, for his scores and stuff like that. So
he gets it's passionate.
I mean, I just loved it too because it was perfect because whoever was filming, shooting the controlling it, knew they had to have known.
You had to see it.
They play they focus on him at the right moments, and especially with the Xenoblade 3 portion because that game, a flutist is very central to the story of that game. So he and the score that they chose to represent it has absolute amazing pieces of flute being played, and he just got so into it. And I was
It's the rehearsals. Whoever identified him right in those rehearsals. That's the guy.
That's
right
the guy, and stuff like that. And I just love that. In a way, they got recognized for that song because it was just just taking it to 11 or whatever, dialing it to 11 and stuff like that. He's just going and then in less than 10 seconds, he's switching to another flute. It's oh my God, dude, you're amazing. And I love that, after the Game Awards, he went viral on Twitter and Reddit and all that stuff. And he posted a clip on his personal Twitter. It was just thanking people and, everybody else, and just saying he's always happy to be here. Because he has been in previous years, but this was the first year that, due to the flute piece, it was oh, look, I get to show off my particular skills.
Yeah.
So
cool. Good awards. Mike, what'd you think? Good?
I mean, I didn't watch watched more of it than I normally do. And it seemed okay. It was tolerable. There wasn't parts where I had to feel like I had to stop like I have in the past. So yeah, it was pretty good. We got some decent reviews.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably in the middle I kind of dozed out.
It was always the hardest part because
Yeah.
I mean, I got up to shower and I missed the Batman thing. So
I did skip the flute guy. I skipped most of the music stuff in the middle.
It was 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was behind. I'm I'm not going to watch a musical performance when I'm behind.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was the ballad at the end is really what I caught it myself for him. So I was like, holy crap, the mesh ballad they do for the game of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Corey, you didn't get to check them out live. Right?
It was nice.
Yeah, that's all right. So cool. Overall, great shows. That's gonna.
How did we do on our predictions for it? Do you remember what we said?
I don't remember.
Elden Ring was gonna win. That's basically what.
Yeah.
I think someone said something about there would be a.
Yeah, we talked about Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima was definitely gonna be there.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, it's
we knew he was gonna be there, but was he gonna reveal anything?
I mean, I assumed he was gonna reveal something, but I didn't think it would be Death Stranding 2. I think I said that earlier.
I don't think anyone did.
So, all right. That's going to wrap up this episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We are, once again, live streaming on Twitch, Tuesday night starting at 8 o'clock. Please join us there. Love to take some questions live on the air. We do have our YouTube channel following this because Twitch sucks at keeping these episodes up. So all of our stuff moves over to YouTube. So subscribe to that channel. Smash the like button on there. Leave us a comment. As I mentioned earlier, I do read them. We will read them. We converse with you on there. I did comment on his post, and thank you again for posting leaving a comment for us there. Kung Fu Scuba. I hope I get it right there. Sorry if I botched it. But we appreciate everything, guys. We're out for this week. Once again, holiday specials coming up next week, so please tune in. Fun stuff. We'll see you soon.